I think that's where we fail as a country. We're so okay with being divided. That's the issue. And no one's going to realize that till it's too late. And it kind of took me back because I sat there and I thought, well, there are a lot of good people, you know? It's just unfortunate that positive things don't go viral. The internet is an addiction.
Oh, yeah.
The world would literally, at least the United States, would kill itself from the inside out.
That's just the physical portion. We're talking about the mental. I don't think people understand how much their body and their health affects their mental state. I'm talking depression, mental clarity, decision-making, addiction. A lot of this comes from your health.
Everything we do involves Israel. We are not the United States of America. We're the United States of Israel.
Hello and welcome to the Harmonized Podcast, where we learn about the interconnectedness of the mind, body, and spirit. Today we are joined by Rose, who is an online content creator, and today we're going to be talking about her content creation journey, as well as modern relationships in the digital era and the spiritual battles that we face in our day-to-day lives. And if you get some value from this podcast, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and share this video to help us reach a larger audience. Without further ado, welcome, Rose.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's an honor to have you. So why don't we start off with what got you into content creation?
Actually, it was the fact that I gamed my entire life. And when I started streaming, it was more so during COVID.
Okay.
When it was just a thing, we were playing video games all day. And I was like, well, let's make money from this.
Hey, gamer girl.
Yeah, Twitch came into play. And then Call of Duty just made a name for me.
No way.
I started everything, yes.
Wow. You've been gaming since you were young?
Very, very young.
Really?
Yeah.
What games?
First console I've ever owned was an Atari.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
An Atari, what? It's like what my dad played.
Yeah, I had an uncle. I'm actually born on his birthday.
Okay.
And so every year he'd either get me a new console or a new game. But the deal was that I had to finish every game before the next birthday, right? Cool. So then it would give me that drive to complete games. So I grew up doing, console gaming, PC gaming, kind of everything in between.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Very cool. So what was like your first big console? Or Xbox or PlayStation?
It was GameCube. No, it was
Nintendo.
Not Nintendo, the other ones. My goodness, these names are so old already.
The other ones, there's Xbox, PlayStation,
Before
Nintendo.
Those.
Before those, okay. Sega?
I had Sega,
okay.
Yeah. So it was Sega, and then it was Nintendo 64, then GameCube, and then I was like Xbox girl for the longest time.
Okay.
Then we had PS1, PS2, but I was like addicted to Xbox until I got my PC and built my PC. So.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start PC gaming?
During COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I did PC gaming when I was younger, but then the more you learn into gaming and the frames and what's quicker and what's better,
yeah,
it's PC. So
for
during
sure.
COVID, it was the whole setup.
Do you play mouse and keyboard?
No, I have nails. So
okay. Okay. Yeah. For sure. Okay. Wow. So when did you get into Call of Duty?
My whole life.
Yeah?
Yeah, my favorite was Modern Warfare 2.
Oh,
so
that was a good one.
It was just addicting after that,
Campaign, multiplayer?
All of it.
All of it, yeah.
Yes.
That was back when we were kids. I mean, that's all we had.
Nuketown was my favorite, and then the little map where you would like snipe people because that's all you wanted to
Shipment?
do. No, the really tiny one. Rust.
Yeah, Rust.
Mm-hmm.
OG.
It was good.
That's cool. So you're sitting at home, COVID, you're like, all I'm doing is playing video games. Might as well make some content out of it.
Yeah, I was actually watching streamers like Ninja.
Okay, yeah.
And then I was like, okay, Ninja, he did more Fortnite at the time. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm nervous. I don't know what to do or if I'm good enough to do this because they were all great streamers.
Yeah.
Nick Merckx, everybody. And I was like, I think this is just my cue. Like, why not? Just start it.
Why not?
And I did it and it took off and it did well. I think Twitch is one of the hardest platforms to grow on, but it teaches you. It teaches you like the amount of time it takes to grow, the content you need to grow, it produces all of that. It produces discipline in the streaming world, I feel.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're streaming all day, every day?
It was a good 7 hours a day.
Ooh,
yeah.
On the grind.
Yeah.
Dang, that's hardcore. What type of content did you find did the best?
It was more so my clips, being funny, my headshots. It was just in moments of just screaming, having fun, but more so with my community.
Mm,
When the community would say something and I would laugh, and like I'm very witty because of gaming, obviously gaming and
yeah,
having brothers and uncles, and it makes things a little easier in the gamer world for me as a girl. But yeah, those clips would do well.
nice, nice. So that's what got you started, video games. And did you branch off anywhere else?
Then it was like what, 2021? I started venturing more so into the TikTok world.
Okay.
And then TikTok completely took over.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Twitch was great, but it was losing everything. And mostly because a lot of bigger streamers were leaving Twitch as well
Mm,
due to the whole gambling aspect of it.
mm-hmm.
TOS did not like that on Twitch. So
Yeah.
everyone started leaving for their own reasons. And TikTok just happened to have an amazing algorithm.
That's right when it first came out,
Yeah.
right? And things were popping off viral out of
The
nowhere. Like,
algorithm was insane. It was you go live and your numbers were high, your viewers were high. The following that just got brought in was high because the amount of money they put into their algorithms, they did a fantastic job in the beginning.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So were you doing gaming content there or did you pivot?
I wasn't necessarily, I was posting content on TikTok, but I was still streaming on Twitch, but I would
Mm-hmm.
stream differently, like just for my community on TikTok.
Mm,
That was before TikTok had battles, before you can go live with other people. It was specifically just TikTok,
okay.
with your community.
So
And
were you funneling your people from Twitch into your TikTok lives?
hmm
Okay.
so Twitch to TikTok, and then, Instagram to, I was funneling everyone everywhere.
Mm,
I was making a bigger following quicker on TikTok, and I'd funnel them over to Twitch and funnel them over to Instagram.
nice.
So it was just a constant back and forth between all apps.
Wow.
hmm
That's solid. I mean, seems like you were going where it was at, like where the hype was at. Twitch when it was hot. Okay, TikTok's hot now. Let's pivot over here and take advantage of this while it's hot.
You got to go with the trends,
Yeah,
Life
for
doesn't
sure.
stop for anybody,
That's a
and you got to
fact.
hop on the wagon when it's there. So,
Especially content creation, it's always changing. So
well, it's technology.
nowadays, it seems like everyone wants to be a content creator. What would you say to new people that are starting out right now?
It's funny you asked that because as of recent, so in the very beginning of TikTok days, right, we couldn't go live unless you had 10,000 followers. That was just the quota. And even when you'd go live, there was no access to going live with other people yet. There was no battles. There was no money in it. It was just live, right? It was just giving your dedicated time to your community. Those of us, we worked very hard for our following. We would put content every day, multiple times a day. We were putting in hours to content to our community to grow ourselves. And now with all the changes, now you only need like 180 followers to go. It started 10,000, then it went from 10,000 to 1,000, then it went from 1,000 to 100, then to 200, and now back to 180. And I think at this point, you start to see where apps are just money hungry
Mm,
instead of like wanting actual content creators that are bringing good to the app. Because as larger creators, we bring funds,
mm-hmm.
but that's not enough, and it's millions and millions of dollars. I think TikTok on average is, I think, a couple billion a year. And as a influencer, I hate that word, but it kind of sucks. It sucks to see how I get the drive, right? It's with anything. If you can start something easily, why not do it?
Mm-hmm.
But it does suck as a creator who's been putting their all into it to try to reach certain levels.
For over years.
For years, yeah, absolutely. For years. A lot of us have been doing this for like 5, 6, 7 years, pushing, trying to get better, and now it just seems like it's too accessible, it's too easy.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one thing that I have came to dislike about that app specifically, is because now everyone and their mother is a creator.
Yeah.
And no hate to them, I'm proud of everyone's hustle,
Mm-hmm.
but in a sense, it does suck.
Yeah. It's like the term, if it were easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah.
Well, now it's easy and everyone's doing it.
Yes. And then, you'll hear certain creators that are like, man, it's like tiring, man. And they complain like, oh, it should be easier than this. You shouldn't have to post multiple times. And it's like, you guys have it the easiest right now. And all I hear are complaints.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had to post 5 times a day. We had to do content for 6 to 7 hours a day. Then we had to edit on top of that. You know what I mean? And then get on live and still be with our communities. It was kind of like when Meta did the check mark thing, like
Mm-hmm.
where you can buy it now.
Yeah.
It was so sad because I had
Yeah.
friends that had just reached 400,000 and finally got their check mark. And they
Wow.
were like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy." A month later, everyone could have it.
Now you can buy it with a
And I
hundred.
was like, there's no point anymore in trying to put your all into content or videos because now people wake up, record a 2 second video saying hi, and then that one will get more views than someone that put 10 hours and of just, recording and then another 4 hours in editing.
Yeah.
So it's just, they're making things too easy.
For sure.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, no, I definitely haven't been in the game as long as you, but I have noticed like sometimes I'll put so much effort into a video, like you said, 10, 15 hours into one short form video, and then some I'll make in like 30 minutes, and the 30-minute one will pop off and the other one flops. And it's like, well, what I've came to realize is you never know what's going to hit. I
And
mean,
it's mostly sometimes just the most awkward videos. Like I have one, I did a voiceover and the voiceover says, "Babe," and I look up and I'm putting so I had like a door, right? It's a door and I'm putting a baby gate on the door, but it looks like a large window.
mm-hmm.
And all I'm doing is what? And the voiceover says, "What's STFU mean?" And I respond what it means. And he's like, "Well, that's rude." That caught no attention. What caught the attention is why people were like, "Why are you putting a baby gate on a window?" And I was like, "That's fantastic. That hit over 1.1 million."
Wow.
And I said, "Oh, that's great. You
I'll
know,
take it, right?
whatever floats their boat."
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where, what do you think is more important, quantity or quality?
Quality, honesty.
Really?
But we're in a world where it's quantity when it comes to social media right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I could put out, like right now, it's a trend. I don't know. A girl put out 7 videos on TikTok, and all she said is, "I'm making 7 videos. And if you get yours, you're in this group," right? She said group 1, first video, group 2, so on, all the way to the 7th video.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 7th group hit for all of us, right? We seen her video that a majority of us, I think there's like over 1 million in group 7 now. And we're just putting ourselves into that group because we've seen her video.
Mm.
And now it's this huge ordeal to the point where they're even bringing politics in this. People are saying, maybe she's not doing this on purpose. Maybe it's not groups she's putting us in, but it's districts.
Oh,
And now it's starting to hit.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, what do you think about that? I feel like I've seen it as well as some content creators where I'm like, oh, you're getting paid. You're getting paid.
It's a thing. I mean, they aren't shy about it. I don't know why we should be. I get being scared. I do.
Well,
But
they
if
try to
you're,
scare you with shadow bans and
yeah, and that's fine, at the end of the day. But once you build a community and a solid one at that, you have way more voices. And I think
mm,
that's what they forget
mm-hmm.
is that most of us creators that care about our community and care about the ones we love and the world we live in, you're not easily going to silence us. At this point,
Mm-hmm.
people aren't afraid no more,
Yeah.
and whether or not we got to start over, we will.
Yeah,
And it's not hard anymore.
for
They
sure.
made it so easily accessible to grow, so easily accessible to do anything again that no, we're not fearful of
Yeah,
being quieted for the moment.
definitely. I feel like hate him or love him, but Andrew Tate really proved that to be true. I mean, he got banned on everything, and you still see him everywhere.
Yeah, you can't cancel somebody unless they want to be canceled. That
Mm.
was something he said, and I highly, highly agree with.
Mm.
And funny you bring him up because I had said I like the man, not because of, we've all done bad in our life, trust. And I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I was never there in those moments. But I had said one time, I was like, I like the things he says. Not everything, but
Oh yeah,
some things, right? I don't like everything about a person because you never truly know a person.
yeah.
But I had said that on Facebook, and the amount of women that came at me, they were calling me a misogynist, all of these different things, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say certain words on here, but it was just foul the way they
Mm-hmm.
came at me. And I was like, I agree with his relationship stance. You guys just hate me now because that's your opinion. And someone had said in my comments, like, they need to cancel her. I can't believe her following. And I was like, well, one, my following is a majority of men. Men are not going to cancel me because they also have the same kind of thought process
Yeah.
logically, you know? They're not emotional creatures, so it's a different world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always said, I don't care what happens. You're only canceled if you allow yourself to. So.
That is inspiring. I mean, more people need to speak up and speak the truth, because it seems like we're being tricked into trying to stay quiet. They try to scare us into being quiet. Oh, you're going to get shadow banned. You can't say these words. It's going to get you banned. But we're seeing more and more people starting to speak the truth, and you're starting to see these truth-speaking channels pop off and go viral.
You know, it's funny. I was, especially on TikTok. TikTok now has a new algorithm. You can't say Israel, you can't say Palestine, and you can't say apple juice because they now know,
Mm-hmm.
the emoji is the thing. So we
Yep.
either say men in tiny little hats or we do the whole, I like to say Izzy, right? Like
Okay.
Izzy. And then they're like, oh. And
Oh.
I'm like, yes. But at the end of the day, it's a world of Pictionary.
Mm.
You
What do you mean?
can't silence us because we can literally act out what we're trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No matter what you do, we have learned we're so good with technology. We're so
Mm-hmm.
good with the AI systems.
Mm-hmm.
This generation grew up on that.
Yep.
Even though like, I still grew up where we were out till the lights were out. You know
Yep.
what I mean? I grew up outside even though I also had consoles. The generation now underneath me, these new Gen Zs, they know technology, they know the AI system, they know how to get around it, and they make jokes at almost every expense.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fantastic.
The internet is
Yes,
undefeated.
it's so undefeated. And I think that is why I love it, is because you cannot silence us anymore.
More power to the people.
And I think it's that time.
Yeah, it is that time. I totally agree. And this is where it wraps into the spiritual battle. I don't know if we want to dive all the way into that just yet, but I truly believe there are some spiritual forces behind these people that are trying to silence us and program us and control us. And you see it in every single industry. And it's like people are waking up thanks to the communities and the online people and the people that are speaking up. And now the information's getting out there to where more people are like, oh, well, maybe this is a lie. What? Maybe everything about this I've been told is a lie.
Yeah.
And then they're starting to rewire their brain works, and it's liberating. Like, there's been so many for me. Go ahead.
No worries. It's just, I think with the whole political issue, spiritual world too, they dive in because if you think about it, politics always makes you, swear over the Bible. It always had a big picture when it comes down to things. And if we're being honest, there's needs balance in the world. There has to be good and there has to be bad. And that is absolutely why I believe in God and why I believe there are demonic things behind a lot that's going on.
Absolutely.
As far as that goes, it's hard to say because I post my opinion or I post the facts of that, like the laws going on or the laws changing for specific reasons due to other countries that are running us,
Izzy.
and Izzy. And I get people that are like, oh, it's just in the Bible. It's just the way it's playing out. And in my opinion, I sit there and I think God would want us to fight back. Maybe he doesn't want it to play out the way it needs to be.
Absolutely.
Maybe he wants the people to open their eyes and become one, right? There's no sides. There's no general left or right. And I think that's where we fail as a country.
Yes.
We're so okay with being divided. That's the issue.
Yep.
And no one's going to realize that till it's too late.
Yeah. No, for sure. They point us at each other. Left, you're supposed to hate right. Right, you're supposed to hate left. When in reality, it's good and evil on both sides. And man, I've had conversations like that with some people and they're like, there's no such thing as good and evil. I'm like, man, the more you dig down these rabbit holes, it is clear that there is some dark, evil forces out there.
It's not even like rabbit holes. It's life, Like you
True.
must have never lived. I come from nothing. I come from a hard life. So it's, you must have not truly lived an entire life yet or been through enough to know that there's good or evil. Like if you don't believe there's good or evil, you're highly blessed and highly favored.
Yeah.
Because if you're that naive to the world, that is why you have no understanding.
Yeah.
But yes, there is definitely evil out there. Seen it, been around it, But there's also very, very good. And at one point, I'm not going to lie, I made a video where I was like, this is disturbing. It's literally like the people hate each other so bad that we'll never win anything.
Yeah.
And it kind of took me back because I sat there and I thought, well, there are a lot of good people, It's just unfortunate that positive things don't go viral.
Facts.
You'll see all the bad, all the toxic. I mean, even me, like when I'm on live and I'm like, okay, we're being toxic tonight, as a joke, it's fun. It's, my views go up insane compared to like when we're talking about God or, praying or doing things like that. I'm like, you see a difference.
Absolutely.
And,
the algorithms. So think about this. I was just talking to my son about it. I don't know if you've seen the trend 6-7.
No.
It's like going on with these kids, whatever. Some kids said 6-7. I don't completely understand it, but from my understanding is it means nothing. And these kids are going crazy. If someone says 6, they're like 6-7. Like it means absolutely nothing. And so I was explaining to my son, like, okay, this is going viral for a reason. Why did it go viral the first time? Like it was nothing profound or like something that should go viral. So I think the people that are in charge of the algorithms are pushing this dumb stuff to make our kids dumber.
Well, you got to understand. I mean, that sounds like a Marco Polo thing from back in the day, Marco Polo, and people loved it. However, you got to understand it in the US, there's a reason they push propaganda on us and not like education systems. If you go to other countries, right? I was in Japan. My algorithm was completely changed.
Whoa.
I wasn't getting like the funny, dorky. I'm learning things. I'm learning how they cook certain things. I'm learning how they do certain things, how their machines change. And I started realizing that, in other countries, they want their people to become brighter. But in the US, they want sheep.
They want us
And that's
dumb.
exactly what they're getting.
Absolutely.
They want people with low IQs
Can't think
that aren't
for
going to question a thing.
Absolutely.
Because the person they idolize
does TikTok dances.
is doing it all. The fame and the glory it's like, it's a facade in their eyes. You know what I mean? It's like, they love it.
Yeah. Look at our top streamers. Speed, Kai Sanat. Like, what are those guys doing?
Yeah, and it's because even as a creator, like I love my community. I truly do. But I always like preach for them to do better. We sit in there and have discussions with real estate. We have discussions on how to motivate each other, go to the gym, eat better. I as like an influencer want people to do better for their mental health and their physical, right? That's all we can do. But some of these like streams, they just sit in there and they just they'll watch them like 24 hours. And all they're doing is running around and living their own life.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think is it Kai or Speed? One of them have been promoting God a lot more in their streams.
Interesting.
I think it's Kai. I don't know. I don't really know the difference. I don't watch them enough.
Yeah,
I don't know the difference between them.
I just know they're big.
But one of them was actually like speaking on God a lot more. So it felt good to actually see the amount, because he had just hit 1 million subscribers. So it was good to see at least positivity come from his streams.
Yeah. Well, it does seem like God and Christianity is making a comeback in the social media world right now. It kind of seems like it's hot. I don't know if that's just my algorithm, but I don't know. It seems like it's on an upwards trend.
Well, there's the also idea that people are using it for bad.
For sure.
Right? It's social media.
Yeah.
Are they going to use it for clout? Yes. Are they going to use it for money? Absolutely. I've always said, and I've told my community this 1 million times, I am not the one to judge what others do. I'm not the judging hand, right? At the end of the day, what they do is helping, though. It really is. Even though it's money in their pocket they want, a lot of people don't see that. So it's the mustard seed still being planted, just bad intentions behind it, right? So at the end of the day, you're helping bring people, even though your intentions aren't right. But who am I to judge you on why you're doing it?
Fair enough. You mentioned that You mentioned that you think God would want us to fight back.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think God would want us to fight back? I don't imagine it's with swords and guns.
I mean, we can go back to this. I would like to duel. No, I think he wants us. I think Kanye said this actually. Kanye said, we're already in a war. He
Mm-hmm.
said, but we're in a social media war. He said, we don't need a world three where we're in person with guns. He said, they will kill you from the inside out just based on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, we all thought Kanye was like crazy for a little bit because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you're going, because he would say things. And I'm like, guy, come on,
Yeah.
relax.
Yep.
But it makes absolute sense. If you think about it, if Russia or Israel or any of them came over and literally got rid of access to all internet or electricity or anything that gave us, our addiction. The internet is an addiction.
Oh, yeah.
The world would literally, at least the United States, would kill itself from the inside out. Other countries don't rely on it as much as we do.
Mm.
You go to Mexico, it's a third world country. Do they have it? Yeah. Do they have access to everything? No, not necessarily. Their phones are behind, things are behind. You go to Japan, you don't see no one on their phones.
Really?
They're living life. Things are nice there. It's quiet. It's different in every country you go to. And I
Wow.
think the US is the only place you're really seeing people so on their phones, so focused. Yeah.
Walking down the street.
So I think when we say, or when I say God wants us to fight back, I think he just wants to see his people love each other.
Mm.
I think he needs to see everyone become a whole. That was the main purpose of his creation, right? Was that he had people who loved one another. And we
Yeah.
completely strayed from that.
Absolutely.
Literally to the point that if a dog and a person got hit, you would see people fly that dog to a vet before you seen that person get flown to a hospital, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You see people pull out their phones to record.
Mm-hmm.
With a dog, you're going to see everyone help.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the truth.
That is beautiful. Love is always the answer. And that is what they preach, or that is what is preached in the gospel. So I think you're spot on there. Spot on. We always could have more love. And one of these things, I think it comes down to the awareness of what's going on here. Why do we not have love? Because of the divisiveness. Like we said earlier, they're pointing right versus left. They're pointing black versus white. They're pointing male versus female. And that's like as low as you can go right there. And now we're in a situation where the men hate the women and the women hate the men. And everyone just hates each other. And it's like, what are we going to do? Like,
And I think that's what the people fail to realize because, again, like I said, a lot of people don't do their own research. A lot of people don't understand the actual control of this, right?
Absolutely.
This world is not a world that is controlled by the people. It never was and never will be.
Facts.
It's always been run by corporations. And these corporations have the money, they have the functions to literally pay people to divide, right? We have social media. All you have to do now is pay an AI bot to go say something that's going to stir up this other side. It's going to make everyone come together and just hate each other to the point where people are just on their edges, right? Everyone has their edge. And you see people either losing their life or taking other lives because they're tired. They're hitting that edge. And it's bad. I think we already are in the world, or the war we speak about.
Absolutely. So. And yes, Kanye was one of the first ones that was speaking up about it. He did say some very crazy things, but I think he did it on purpose to stir the nest a bit.
Well, he actually said it, I think as a recent, or maybe it's old, I don't know, because you see old posts, but he had said everything I did and the way I acted is so that I was labeled crazy. So I couldn't have the doctors that they were pushing on me, because all of those doctors had Israel ties. He said they were trying to give me things that I didn't want. And it starts to all sink in.
Yep.
Almost everything we do involves Israel. We are not the United States of America. We're the United States of Israel.
Whoo! That's a bombshell right there. When did you first realize that?
When I was very young, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think I was in 7th grade. Me and my friend were huge into like the Illuminati.
Okay.
And that was the first time I heard about Blackstone.
BlackRock?
Or BlackRock, yeah. BlackRock, sorry. And we had books, we were reading. And then it was more so back then, it was about their rituals. There was a ritual I had came across somewhere in LA, and it was this house that had, I guess at the bottom, it was this pool, but the pool was not like any average pool. It was like real steep into like a bottom, but it was really, really high on the extra end. And they had like cuffs, like so they would like hang whoever they were doing the ritual to, and then the blood would just form at the bottom of the pit, right?
Oh gosh.
And there was just so much I learned. But at like the more you thought and the more I read, me and him questioned a lot of things, but we were a little too vocal as kids about it, you know? And we started pushing it more. We were starting to like really talk to other people. And then we started getting scared because I remember helicopters started coming above our houses when we would be talking. And this would be at like 9, 10 p.m. in summertime.
How old were you?
11. We were just like seventh grade.
What?
Yeah. And then we were like,
Okay, wait. What were you talking on? Just like person to person or on the internet?
well, person to person, but our phones are always with us,
Okay.
you know? And then when we would have conversations, it would be on our phones, on our landlines. But it was just one of those things where you, I don't know, you never know. I think you get so paranoid and like what they're doing as a whole, the things you are finding out that you mentally scare yourself maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe they are listening and you never truly know. But I think we've also gotten to a point as people where it's less scary because
Yeah.
now you could find out about everything in seconds.
Yeah. AI. Yeah, and like you said, back then nobody knew about Israel, but
No.
now it's going viral and it's popping off, especially after Charlie Kirk. That woke up a lot of people. And now I'm seeing clips going viral about it all the time, which is kind of, I'm like, wait a minute. This kind of doesn't make sense because who owns all the platforms? Israel. So why are they letting the clips that's exposing them go viral?
It's because in the Bible, if we're going Bible days, right? The plan, they actually need everyone to hate them. That was part of why they're taking over Palestine to rebuild what they need to rebuild. They need that. They need the hate of so many souls while they're taking good ones, right? Because if you look at the numbers, and I know this completely goes off topic, but if you look at the numbers in Palestine, a majority are children. They're minors. They're under 18 years old. And if you're doing rituals, you need innocent souls. Innocent souls are under 18 years old. It's mostly women and it's mostly children that they're killing. So in order to find Bible days, they're doing exactly what they need to do. And he's stated it bluntly on his own end. He has so many videos out there and he just knows America is just not one of those places that are going to frighten him, really.
Yeah, he's getting bold.
Oh, he's stating it publicly.
Talking about Netanyahu, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting bold. Literally talking about how they need to buy all the social media platforms so they can control the people.
And he's buying them.
And he's buying them. The only one he doesn't have is X.
Yeah, because I think he just got TikTok.
He did.
But it's okay. We'll stick with our little people in tiny hats or the word Izzy.
Hey, I love that you said that because it's like, okay, people nowadays, we're smart. We'll pick, not we, but the community, they are adapting. They're figuring out the algorithm, adapting and coming up with loopholes. The juice box. Come on.
And now
that was great.
now
And now it's
banned,
gone.
right?
So now
Yeah.
on to the next.
You can't say anything, but honestly, they're making it like a fun game.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to even hate them because of how far behind they are. At the end of the day, that's where they lack. That's why he's now publicly said he needs creators, influencers that are going to help him look better.
Yeah.
Help push him because he knows he's behind.
Yeah.
He knows this is a new world he's messing with. These young kids don't care.
No.
They don't, and it's kind of a blessing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it's hit or miss, right? You're going to start taking away all of our voices from here. The reason he's paying creators is because he wants things to go in his favor. But there are just some of us creators who aren't sellouts. I mean, yeah, there's some of us who have grinded our entire life, and we're not going to sell out to make another country still run ours.
Let's go. And there's hope. There's hope.
I see it. You know, I see it like when I see the Candace Owens, I see the Anna come out with her. I see especially women to have women with families opening their voices. And I think that's what we need right now. There's a lot of men in this world, but I don't see a lot of voices that are coming from men that are standing up.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see women being less scared because we know we can take our stance. We know where our voices lie. And we know as women, we're going to get seen a lot more than the men do. So it's time. We're going to protect ours because we're not going to, and I apologize to everyone that's dealing with things in Palestine, but we're not going to allow that as women here.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, some of these women have more balls than the men.
I think it's just, I think we're at a point where we see, as women, we see everything going on, right? You see the innocent children being taken. You see your husband trying to fight back and it go nowhere. Like everything in Palestine is devastating.
Mm-hmm.
But as women, in America, we are blessed. We have a lot. And I think we understand that now. We have a voice and you can't take our voices from us. And the last thing you are going to do is hurt our children or take away their freedom.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All the mama lions are coming out.
Hey. There are some, though, because you also have the other ones that hate Andrew Tate because they saw a misogynist clip. So, I mean, you got on both sides, men and women. There's some that think for themselves and others that are programmed.
And that's the hard part, right? It's the part of being calm enough to say, okay, you're programmed and I get it. Your brain does not function like mine, right? I'm somebody who can look and observe from afar. And I'm blessed to be able to say, okay, I can see things from multiple people's perspective and make my own and say who's right and who's not wrong, even if it's my own opinion, you know? Everyone has their own opinions and I'm thankful everyone does, you know, so everyone can function in their own way. But when you have people that are genuinely just feeding off of everything, every little meme they see a meme which has no actual evidence, no actual facts, but they believe it.
Yep.
And they'll share it a million times over. I think it's more so, like I said, having that motherly instinct and having the patience to tell them exactly why it's wrong, where to go to for real evidence, you know, where to find it, how to do their research. And sometimes you'll get the ones that are like, oh my God, thank you, Rose. I didn't know that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Or you have the ones that are like, you're still wrong.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
So can you walk us through that process? You said you got to go do your own research, find at the right places.
Yeah, I think
How do you start thinking for yourself?
Oh, that one's a hard one. I think you think for yourself where you just get rid of everything for a little bit. Get into nature, right? Get back to who you are. Truly. Get away from everything that wraps your mind up in negativity or positivity. Like social media wants every control of you. And they do. We think something, right? Like I'm hungry in my head. And all of a sudden, there it is. I'm like, what the heck? And that's like my time schedule, you know?
Yeah.
Or I'm like, oh, that's why it's a joke. It's a funny joke where women are like, engagement ring on their boyfriend's phone. Because it's data. They listen all the time. And you know, even though it's funny, it's actually really sad.
Yeah.
Because the amount of data the US government has on its own people, right? They're not ever concerned about other countries' data. They're not concerned about, they want our data because they can control us more. So as people, I think people need to get away from it for a little bit in order to remember who they are, what they want in life, and what the difference is. There's no left, there's no right, there's no she's wrong, he's wrong, I'm right. No. It's find the facts, see what's going on, see who runs what, why they run it, what they're doing, and so on.
Amen. Yeah, no, I have to get out in nature every so often just to cleanse my soul. Like, I need it. And I'm talking like 2 or 3 times a month. I have to get out there and just soak it in because there's so much chaos in society and I can feel the programming. Even though I'm aware that it's happening, it's still the algorithm knows you and it's trying to always be one step ahead of you. And it's like, especially as a content creator, I'm on all these apps all the time because I'm posting. And while I'm waiting for my video to upload, it's spamming me stuff in my feed. And then I'll get caught doom scrolling sometimes. And yeah, but figuring out why and who's behind it helps have the awareness that, okay, this isn't just naturally happening. There is control behind it. And, one of the first things that led me to realize that was the same thing, BlackRock. Hey, they own Fox News and CNN?
Oh, they own
Wait,
everything.
what? They own both sides?
I think
Hang on.
I think the difference is people will start. I think where they need to all start as human beings is realizing that the people don't run the world.
Yeah.
The corporations do.
Yep.
The money does,
Yep.
that's where the power lies. And if you really start, if you want to start from step one, before you run down every multiple rabbit hole in the world, right? We have so many.
Mm-hmm.
The rabbit holes we had when we were younger are now true.
Yeah.
They've literally now confirmed them all for us. But if there's somewhere you need to start, it's even ChatGPT, right? We use ChatGPT, but it still will tell you a lot.
Who owns it?
Exactly. But it will still tell you
Yeah, it will.
everything regarding who owns it, why it owns it,
Yeah.
how much they
True.
own. And it's finding out what corporations are really running the world, who's behind it, what their culture is, right? Culture, ethnicity, race, whatever the case may be. And why they're doing what they're doing. There's so much. Start from the beginning, start from the top, and then go down them holes.
Yep.
Why they're doing it, how much power they have, who's really running what, and they will find out everything they need to know.
Follow the money.
You have to. I mean, even when it comes to cancer things, right? You have breast companies that are, you go to their websites and they're promoting certain foods, they're promoting certain things, but those are the foods with the highest GMOs in it, the ones with the most like cancer
Yep.
cell productions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. As much as we want to be healthy in America, as much as we want our families, ourselves to just be better, it's not really a thing here.
Yeah.
Everything
And we're
we
going
own,
up against
touch,
big forces. So, yeah, I've talked about this before, the gatekeeping that's coming from big pharma. They fund all the medical fields that train our doctors. So our doctors are teaching or are keeping us sick and keeping us on medication because it is a petroleum-based product. And the same people that own the petroleum-based products are funding all their teachings. And it's just this endless loophole.
It's a complete cycle, right? It's a cycle that never ends because it's, well, if we can tell people to go get your product, they're going to get cancer or they're going to get sick, then they got to come to us.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we get them enough healthy again, and then it's another cycle because it's their kids will do it, and then it's just so on.
Well, we never actually heal you. That's the thing. They just give you things that cover the symptoms, Band-Aids. These medications never address the root issue. None of them.
No. How many times have we actually, within our lifetime, I can probably say there was like about 12 or 3 doctors already that have found the cure to cancer. Yeah. You're talking about one of the biggest money companies in the world. Do you know how much it is, like, to find a company that's like, okay, my insurance covers it. And if it doesn't, you're out thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It is insane. Yeah, I read this book called Choose Your Enemies Wisely by Patrick Bet-David. And it basically helps you find the best enemy for your scenario to help push you into your next level. And man, I think I got a little ambitious here, but it ended up coming down to Satan as number one. And now underneath Satan, it breaks down into the banks. Now, who are the banks funding? The corporations and the politicians. Now, each of these branch down into all their subdivisions. You got the FBI, the WIH, I don't know. There's so many three-letter words.
It literally is. It's like a ladder, right? It's a ladder of just consistency. And if you think about it, in today's time, they're trying to do chips. They're trying to make everything less accessible. That I've always seen it as like a red dawn theory, right? You will literally not have any cash on you, no gold or silver or anything to help you live in case the world ended up, because we have cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when everything's digital, if you talk about Izzy, they can shut your bank account off.
Yeah,
and now
shut you up.
You have no tender. You don't have cash anymore. You don't have anything you can exchange. You're screwed.
And that's why you got to be 10 steps ahead before you open your mouth.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so we're living in a world full of lies. And that's what I came to find out. Each one of these rabbit holes you dig down, it always comes down to a lie. So that led me to think, okay, I need to find truth. And the only truth that I've been able to really find is the Bible.
Oh, we're living the Truman Show.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Kirk.
This is an absolute Truman Show, if we're
Yeah,
being honest.
yeah.
Everything, when we say we're thinking outside the box, none of this actually matters. Our cars, our houses, our luxury.
Yeah.
It's just toys to keep us busy and keep us, oh my God, I love this, I love that. Well, they're behind the scenes doing bigger works. All of the money I pay taxes in, I have no idea where it goes, but now I know. You know,
Where does it go,
it's
Rose?
going to the wives that are having multiple babies in Israel that their house care is completely free because we're funding it. And while we're struggling here, while our family is dying because they're not getting the medical attention they need, we're months out from seeing a doctor because how booked up everyone is here. And yet we're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to fund another country that isn't helping us in any way, shape, or form. They
Yeah.
literally cannot say what they help us with. And that's
Our greatest ally doesn't help us?
so crazy, right?
What?
It's
But
heartbreaking
they're our
more than
greatest
anything.
ally.
Yeah. That's why we're the United States of Izzy.
Wow. You know, I think a lot of people are waking up to it now, finally. But I don't know where it plays out. Like you said, if this is truly like the Bible says, then things might get ugly real quick.
Well, unfortunately, they had a cease and desist. What is it?
Ceasefire? Or I don't
A
know.
cease and I don't know. They're gonna stop, right? They had an agreement and they didn't stick to the agreement. Wow, weird. I didn't think that because previously, and I don't know why people just. I don't know. It's like people see things and then they forget things really fast. But Trump had already came out and said that he didn't care whether they had an agreement. He said that land will be ours. But when he says ours, it's like a pump it. America don't need Palestine's land.
No.
So what do you mean ours?
Yeah. Facts.
We're in a puppeteer world.
100%. And I voted for Trump knowing he was owned by Israel, thinking it would be better, just like better off in other ways, less LGBT and this and that. But I mean, it's the same thing. Both
Oh no,
sides,
it's
they're
just
both
even
owned.
worse now
Yeah.
because everything came to light, right? The whole strings on Trump, and he looks scared when he's around them. He looks terrified. And his
His
daughter
daughter,
even
yes,
pledged her entire being to Israel.
meaning she denounced Christ.
Yeah. And that's why when it comes to the Bible, it irritates my soul when Christians are sticking up for them. Because there are
Yes,
things we
yes.
learned in school, right? We learned about the Holocaust. Oh my God, it's so saddening. How come we didn't learn about when the natives were genocide previously with Abraham Lincoln? How come we didn't see it before when they got rid of the Christians in Israel? All of them, how come those stories weren't pushed?
Because they didn't write the history books
And who
or
do it?
make
Who
the
owns the
movies.
history of books?
Who owns the history books? Who owns Hollywood? Who owns all these things that have taught us about World War II?
Yeah, who owns the films too?
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate to see that every other situation, every other genocide that happened, every other big situation that's like Palestine's right now was unheard of in our time because we were more focused on the Holocaust growing up and how sad that was.
How horrible, horrible.
And I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's not horrible, right?
No, for
It's a
sure.
devastating thing to lose or have someone that hates an entire race. Or
Is that true though?
who knows anymore?
Who knows? I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of translated speeches now, and I'm like, if these are accurate, uh,
I'm seeing them too, and it's a little interesting.
what? Is this what he really said? Or are they changing the voice to say something that he didn't actually say? But if that's what he actually said, maybe Kanye's right.
He translated something a very long time ago on his own.
Yeah.
And it said something like, I'm doing this for you guys because they'll eventually rule the world. And it gives me chills.
Mm-hmm.
Because we never grew up understanding what they were really doing. Back in those times, they were killing children. They were getting rid of children like it was nothing for their little rituals. And they still are.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was one of the reasons the Middle East doesn't even like them. Because they never stopped killing children. There's just so much to this and they're so open about it. They don't care anymore because they know they funneled America to where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we're split, we're divided. And unless we start seeing the difference between, granted, we all have different opinions and that should be fine. But at the end of the day, do we want our children to survive? Do we want multiple generations still? Or do we want to end up in a situation where we're ran completely by a different country and we have no say-so?
Mm-hmm.
They're literally taking away our freedom of speech right now.
Yeah. Totally. And I think it needs to come from a Christianity push back from the Christian faith, because ultimately that's what they're trying to get rid of.
See, I'm a little biased. I'm more spiritual than I am, I would say, Christian.
Okay.
Especially because I've learned my native roots over the years, right? Natives believe in creator. Wankatanka, like the creator, they believe in a higher spirit. They believe God gave us everything we have, right? The land, the food, the animals, everything to create better, to want better, to make it better, and do for those around us. It wasn't necessarily all this extra things, right? And I also believe the word. However, there are multiple different books missing from the actual Bible, right? So if we go back in time, we go back to Israel, we go back to all of that, there's so much missing. And I could honestly say they made the word, if you read it, into what they wanted it to be.
Absolutely.
And that's...
Can I pause you real quick? We talked about earlier how some Christians say we have to support Israel because it's in the Bible. Can we hit that real quick?
Yeah. I want to know where we're being told that that's actually Israel's, or the people of, what was it, Abraham?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's somewhere in the Old Testament where it says Israel is God's chosen people.
No, Abraham's children are God's chosen.
Okay, so maybe it's been translated to Israel, because I've seen that in the Bible where it literally says Israel is God's chosen people. What version? This is what we're talking about. Some of these versions have been tainted, altered for different purposes to push different agendas.
It was Abraham, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Abraham's people, for sure. But I know there's some Bibles that say Israel is God's chosen people. The Israelites. Now, I've had conversations where it's like, is Israel God's chosen people? Now, maybe it said that in the Old Testament times, but ever since Jesus came, I believe everyone is God's chosen people. Like, what? And it just doesn't make sense to me. And I don't know how some people can follow under that. They're like, it says it in the Bible, but that doesn't make sense to me. I think Jesus would want everyone to be his chosen people, not a specific race or religion or culture.
I've always said the same. It would make no sense that God would create everyone on earth and then dislike a certain, it makes no sense. God wanted us as a whole. He wanted people to love one another. I get in the word, in the Bible, right? Depending on which one you're reading, that God would fight for his land. They say it's God's land. Understandable. But God would never continuously do this to innocent children, innocent women that literally cannot fight back, or people in general that cannot fight back or not trying to fight back at this point. The Bible I read has stated that he leaves the land to Abraham's children, right? The children of Abraham. They are Israelis. It says that, the people of Israel. But I think it also says in there, just because people are in Israel doesn't mean they're all Israelis. So it's one of those things where we could go word for word. We can pull it out. We can pull out each one of our Bibles, whichever testament. I believe in the very first translation, right? Even though it's missing a ton of stories, I feel like that would be the most accurate. The very first one people have ever seen. And if we're going off of that, no, it would not be the Israel we're talking about today.
No, not the Israel we're talking about today. And that's the key. And I believe that that has come from Israel influence, changing the Bibles so we support them. And that's where you have a lot of people on the right that have been tricked into thinking Israel is our greatest ally. And it's like, it says it in the Bible. I'm like, guys.
But that's again where we have sheep.
Yeah.
And people
facts.
are okay with the term sheep because of the Bible, right? I get that.
Yeah.
100%. You know, God wanted sheep. God wanted sheep. But Israel's getting the sheep. There's a difference there. There is a very high difference between God and a country that is trying to take out everyone but themselves.
Yeah.
They are literally having babies nonstop because they're trying to just grow and grow and grow. Do they want to take over the world? Absolutely. He says it in one of his videos that got leaked.
Yeah.
He said, we're not worried about America. We're worried about everything else. And I think when we get to those levels, we're in a bad spot.
Yeah.
I can't lie about that.
And we're talking about Satan. I don't know if Satan is directly the main thing. I don't know if they are Satan's main weapon. That's a bold statement. So I wouldn't say that, but maybe.
I mean, you have to be bold in this world, right? You have to have a voice. You have to be confident in what you say. And I just don't see any good in them. I see there's this guy, I don't necessarily know his name, influencer. He does the whole webcam thing, so he'll go live with random people. And he always tries to find the ones from Israel. And he's like, hi, real nice. And they're like, hi. And he's like, are you guys Israeli? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, I'm Palestinian. And their faces drop. Their hatred just spews. And these are children. It was even a mom and her child that was probably like 8 years old. And you just see it. And it's almost like, if we're comparing countries, right? North Korea, he teaches them not to, they don't like anybody. But that would be Israel too. Israel's just a little more vocal about it, and they don't care. He loves that his people don't like Americans. He loves that his people don't like Christians. He loves that. He loves that. Oh my God, one of his people was on the news and basically bluntly said, we're taking you all out. We're not worried about any of you. He loves that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And I'm not saying all Jewish people are bad. I know some Jewish people that are great people. I've got a friend here and he's Jewish and I love him to death. He's an incredible soul. But I do believe that Izzy is one of Satan's biggest spears, biggest weapons that he's using to take over the free world.
I would say, what's the guy's name?
Netanyahu? Bibi Netanyahu.
I would say he is one of his biggest warriors. I wouldn't say as the country. I would not put it on the country because there are a lot of people in that country
that are good
fighting
people.
Back now.
Absolutely.
They're not signing their army contracts. You see these kids willing to lose their lives, actually, to go to prison for years on end because they don't want to keep killing innocent souls, right?
That's a great point.
I would definitely say he's one of his biggest warriors, and our government is just his people behind him.
Yeah. And I've heard he's actually one of the more lenient guys. Like if he were to get replaced by someone else, they would be a lot more hardcore.
Imagine.
I
don't think he'll be here for long, but imagine how much worse this will and can get.
Yeah. Yeah. But man, it's the problem in America is all of our politicians are being funded by them. So they aren't choosing the best things for our people. And that's where we're being screwed.
Well, if you look at our House, our Senate, and, where are they all from? Where do they all have ties?
They
Where do
all
they all
have
have
dual
dual
citizenship.
citizenship from?
Yeah, yeah.
There is no us anymore.
Mm-mm.
There's no Americans. We've never truly ran this country, if you think about it. The ones who tried to rule against it back when everyone was quiet about everything, look what they did.
JFK. I think that was the last real president.
And it tumbles down from there.
Mm-hmm. The rest since JFK, whether it was Democrat, Republican, they all kissed the wall.
They don't care. Yeah. None of them care.
Mm-mm.
That's why I think sides is such a funny thing.
What?
I'm liberal.
Sides? Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm Republican. I'm Democrat. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry. But at the end of the day, they're laughing at us. Every time they do their little speech and walk away, their pockets fill and they're happy.
Yeah.
Because they don't care. They're all going to say whatever you want to hear as sheep and you're going to believe it.
Yeah.
I want him. I want him.
Yeah.
No.
Look at the palaces these guys are living in.
Oh, yeah.
Obama, Trump. It's like, just do your time and collect your check and
all you got to do is be a puppet for years.
Wow.
Be quiet, make sure everything stays quiet for the time being, except right now. I don't even know when this started. I think it was more so the laws. I was researching this, how many states have the anti-BDS laws where you literally cannot, as a corporation, like corporations cannot say they don't want to work with Israel. They literally cannot say no to them.
That's a law?
It's a law in many states.
Interesting.
Yeah. And isn't it crazy that one of the biggest funds comes from New Mexico?
What?
Yeah. New Mexico funds them a lot, actually.
I am not surprised.
Yeah. I actually was traveling from Albuquerque down to Las Cruces, and was it Timbit or Tibet? Tibet, the little city.
In New Mexico?
Yeah, New Mexico. It's like a very...
Raton?
I think it starts with a T. It's very tiny. I think
Taos.
No.
Wait,
very
where
tiny.
at? In between Albuquerque and...
It's south, so it's like right before... It starts with a T, but there's actually a massive Israel sign, and I guess there's a church out there.
All right.
But a little town, very little. Uh-huh. And the people out there, I made a post about it, and I actually deleted it because it just blew my mind how naive people are. It's been there our entire lives, and it was a church, and you guys are okay with having that. Like, as American people, just Israel stamped in New Mexico. But you don't take it upon yourselves to see what else they're doing here.
Yeah.
And it was interesting for me to see that, I guess, out of the blue, especially with everything going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, this kind of leads into one of our other topics, relationships nowadays. It is a very interesting dating market nowadays.
You're telling me. I actually stopped dating a year and a half ago.
Really?
What are we in now? Yes.
2025?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
How come?
A year and a half ago. This generation has no morals. There's too much accessibility for other people, right? Mm-hmm. They want their cake and eat it too. Everyone wants a person they can keep, but they never want to dedicate themselves to them. They don't want to find happiness, and they're okay with that because they love the attention they get. Mm-hmm. It's a high, right? Social media is a high for them. So
yeah,
it's tiring.
Totally. And I myself am with you on that. I began to focus on myself to become the man that can attract the quality of woman that I'm looking for, because it ain't going to work chasing them in the club. Like, ain't no way. And that's not what I'm looking for either way, is something in the club. It's like, no. But where do you find them? Where do you find a partner?
You know,
Church, like
it's hard
it's
nowadays.
hard.
It's hard more so because it is all technology, right? You
Yes.
don't have people are now uncomfortable like going up in person and saying like hi.
Facts.
Which it's understandable, sometimes, but there's no old ways to anything we do anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's I see a new guy on Instagram, cool, let's say hi,
Yep.
I think I've just been in the social media game for so long. I've been a model since I was 13.
Oh wow.
It's tiring, I don't care how many you look good. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Like just keep
You've
it
heard it a
pushing a
million times.
million times. It's like once I find somebody that I truly care about, I'm going to care all day how many times they compliment me, That's where it matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no.
I think Instagram's one of the biggest reasons that broke the dating market.
Yeah.
Now, the top percentage of the men are what all the women desire because all these other men are bums.
I mean, it's the truth. And there's not really any top 1%ers anymore, if we're being honest.
Yeah. No. And then once they're at that point, all those top 1%ers, all the girls want them. So for them to be loyal to one,
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
No, because they can have their cake and to eat it too. So
Yeah.
technically, they're not top 1%ers though, if they know they're that cocky about the options, right?
Yeah.
That's not a top 1%er to me. That is not
For an ideal partner.
Yeah. No.
Right.
It's you want your cake eat it too. Cool, but you're not top 1%. Move out the way.
Right,
Top
right.
1% is a loyal man who wants a family, who wants to provide, protect, lead. That is top 1% man.
Mm-hmm.
Do we find it? No, because we have women that are more so wanting a man that's tall, wanting a man who's in shape, wanting a man like there's just so many things that tear a good man down.
Yeah.
And vice versa with a good woman, right? It's you're a little too as far as I go, I'm a little too strong for most men. But I'm a 1% female. I have my stuff together. I have no kids. I have no baggage. There's nothing that I come along with that causes issues. If anything, I just bring stuff to the table. I want to be a backbone to my man. I cook, I clean, do it all, laundry. I would be considered a top 1%. However, I'm too masculine for the majority. And not because I want to be, it's because I had to be. And that's where all the issues lie. Most women who are top 1% are too dominant for these
sure.
1% men.
Absolutely. And I think that has come from the feminist movement. I think that that's one of the culprits for sure. But women have been pushed to become more masculine, and the men have been pushed to become more feminine. So now the traditional roles aren't working anymore.
Yeah, I cease to exist.
The men have been pussified, and the women are all boss babes.
Yeah, and I
want to be boss babes.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love being a boss babe, right?
Yeah.
I love owning my own things. I love not having to rely on a man. I love that. But it gets tiring, like anything would. Like, I'm tired. I'd rather take care of the home. I'd rather start a family. I'd rather settle down. But we don't get that choice. Once you take the access road of being, I never had the choice of having a man to take care of it all. I always had to do it. No matter what relationship I was in, they were never the man to sit there and say, no, babe, I got this. No, babe, this is, So I automatically was the one that was wearing the pants all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. Do I want that choice? Absolutely. But at this time frame, I don't think it's going to happen.
And I think there's so many people in that boat. So many people. And so many men hearing that, being like, I could provide that for you. But could they really? I don't know.
I get it a lot. Being like an influencer, you get people, especially men, that are like, I can do it all for you. I'll do it all for you. But I've also been through the life of as a creator where a lot of these people put on a facade for you. They'll do everything for a couple months until you start seeing their true colors, right?
Yeah.
I hate when men ask me, what do you look for in a man? I used to fall for it, and I'd be like, I'm looking for this. And they'd be like, well, you have a large list. Like, yeah. And all of a sudden they do it all. And I'm like, what's funny is some of these are literally untouchable. Like some of these are just there to see what you would say because I know you can't do that,
Yeah.
Or I know you wouldn't do it, kind
Mm-hmm.
of. I like to play the game too. I like to see how much people are willing to lie to me.
Mm.
But I've dated men who put on a whole
Facade.
facade, a whole different persona.
Yeah.
And then things are good. And when the time being, and then it's like, okay, things are getting serious. Let's start to lock it down, Then it's, oh my God, I don't think I can give you everything you want. And it's, I wonder why, Because you weren't truly the man you said you were in the very beginning.
Mm.
It was a whole lie. Most of these men try to act like they have it all, the cars, the money, the house, the kids, the family, and they could give you everything. And then they don't.
What are they lacking?
I think they're lacking something inside themselves.
Mm.
They have their own emotional issues that they need to deal with. They have things that they need to fix and heal on their own. I think that's where a lot of people lack in this generation. Therapy is not a bad thing. Therapy is a very good thing.
I don't
And
know.
people are afraid to go,
Therapy for men. I got mixed feelings on that.
It's a masculinity thing.
Yeah, it is for sure. But I don't know. It's like one of those things like talking about your problems is going to make you feel miserable about your problems. I get you got to work it through, but I don't think a therapist is always the best way to do it. I get it works for some people, but those things that you go through, those trials and tribulations are sent from God to shape you into who you're supposed to be. And there's many ways to get through it.
Yeah, I think for men, though, men need to stop fighting back.
Fighting
They go
back.
through trials and tribulations and they're like, oh, it just made me tougher.
Mm.
Women, we sit with our hurt. We sit there and we hurt, man. And we don't let it go until it finally pushes this new us out, right? Where we're finally like, we're done with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like we hurt for months on end. We lose weight. We go through all these different stages because we sit with our hurt. Men never want to sit with their hurt. They find something to keep their mind busy, the next project, the next person, the next thing, because they're too scared to sit there with their feelings.
Mm.
Is it feminine to do so? No. Man, hurts for everybody.
For sure.
But I think that's where you guys lack. Therapy is hard for a lot of men because sometimes men don't want to actually acknowledge what's hurting them or why.
Mm.
You guys, I'm not saying a majority, but the ones I have known and come around, we have this, it's like a trauma thing where you go through so much trauma, you tend to black out what actually happened to you before.
Yeah.
And instead of dealing with what happened to you before, it goes away, but it never truly goes away. It's in the back of your mind and it's always been there and it pops out at bad times.
Yeah. That PTSD kicks in and then boom. Yeah. Totally.
So yeah, therapy isn't for anyone. But if it's not for you, learn how to deal with your hurt.
Learn how to deal with your hurt. Yeah.
And sit with it.
See you at the gym, bro.
The gym, honestly, is a lifesaver. It instills so much discipline and it's a different type of high. It boosts your testosterone so it keeps you going, It's a beautiful thing. Once your body starts feeling better, your mental is just right there along with it.
Yeah. That's a big one though, testosterone. Our levels are being nuked.
Oh yeah.
Is that just coincidence or is that on purpose?
That's definitely on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Everything is hormonal now.
Yeah.
Right? The estrogen levels are beyond crazy.
Beyond crazy. So yeah, both men and women are high in estrogen, low in testosterone.
So it's like two females fighting.
Exactly. Yeah. So man, men, get your levels checked. If you got low testosterone, there's ways to get it fixed. Naturally, do not hop on TRT. You will ruin your crap. Yeah, I know a few people that have hopped on TRT and I'm like, bro, don't do it. Don't do it. But they're like, this is great. I'm loving it. I'm feeling great. I'm like, yeah, I bet you are.
Yes, please
But
do your research
yeah,
before you get on anything.
absolutely. Because now you're reliant on that because your system is not going to be able to produce the testosterone because it's been relying on you adding it. And now you need it for the rest of your life.
But also, I mean, and I'm horrible at this, right? I'm horrible at checking my levels. But any healthy individual, is it expensive? Yes, if you have insurance, hopefully it covers. But you should always check your levels, especially as adults now. The
Yeah.
things we're eating, the things we're
Mm-hmm.
doing,
Yep.
we're pushing our bodies to levels that kind of we don't have the energy we did as kids anymore, right? We don't have this like crazy different strength. So yeah, it's good to stay up to date on all of that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's not too pricey to get your blood work done. Yeah, it
It's like
can be some of the
$600.
tests. Yeah, for sure. Um, but it is important because you really don't know what's going on internally unless you're getting your blood work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough, especially. I mean, so we went through the woman's perspective, but for the man, we are looking for basically what you said, but it does come down to that masculinity thing. I'm looking for a dependent woman, not like that, but I want to be a provider. Of course, I'm looking for a dream team where we're helping build this thing together, but it's just so hard to find. I'm looking for a unicorn.
Oh, we all are. We're
Yeah,
all looking for something that doesn't exist
doesn't
anymore,
exist.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
And there's so much was it a video? Or maybe it's just like a little story that went viral, but this guy, he puts out like beans on a table, right? Or a female. And he was like, okay, this is everyone who's in your playing field, right? He's like, okay, let's get rid of the gays. He pulls like a good side. Let's get rid of the marrieds. Let's get rid of the unloyal men, right? And like it's already trickling down to like 10 beans almost. And then you're like, okay, you're at this, right? You have the loyal men. Okay, now get rid of the ones with kids, right? Like we're doing 1% men. Get rid of the ones without kids. And they're like, okay, I'm looking at like a couple beans. And they just get rid of the ones who aren't tall or not up to your standards with that. Get rid of the ones who
Making less than
don't have
100K.
money. Yeah, don't have money that can't like fully provide. And he's just going down till he has one. And he's like, okay, well, let's break this up. So he breaks it. And he's like, okay, now this 1% man, he wants someone who's like this. And then, he wants someone like that. And then it just, to the point you're down to this little crumb. And it's like, we all are looking for that little crumb,
Yeah.
that unicorn, someone who's all the above, protector, provider, leader, but romantic, tall, gorgeous. We literally want this
Perfect.
perfect human being, and it's just not a thing.
Nobody's perfect.
No, and I think that's why, and we live in a world that says don't settle, right?
Yeah.
Don't settle until you find your perfect man. There's no such thing as perfect.
Yeah.
We build perfect for each other.
So where do you compromise?
Well, that's where we fail too. People don't want to compromise no more. Why
Right.
compromise when, yeah, you're gorgeous, but there's another gorgeous girl doing this and that? Why compromise when you feel like you could just go find it time and time and time again?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's also where Instagram plays a role. I mean, we're talking about the top 1%, right? So this is where I think some women get an overinflated self-worth because you have these top 1%ers in their DMs. But what are they trying to do?
Oh,
They ain't trying to wife you up.
No, I can tell you how many celebrities I've had. I have some of the biggest celebrity names in my DMs, and even though maybe when I was younger it would be like, "Oh my God, this is so cool."
Yeah.
I'm a grown woman and I understand what they want. I'm just not I'm not young-minded where I care anymore.
But think about the young girls that do get that, and then now they're like, oh, this is what I can marry. And now it's like, that's where I need to be because this guy messaged me, and that's what I deserve.
Well, I think my generation growing up, I was around a lot of females. There was this one girl, and I'm not going to say her name, but she got really famous because she would go and sleep with almost every artist you can think of, every player, right? And I think we live in a world where people just want the clout. People want the 15 minutes of fame.
Hmm.
People want, so it doesn't even matter anymore. A lot of these people aren't looking for marriage.
Yeah.
They're not looking for long term. They're not looking for families. They want the clout. They want the fame. They want the
That's
15
so true.
minutes. They want the relationship only so they can do couples content, right?
Status.
Status, yes.
Status is supreme now.
Marriage is nothing on love anymore. It's a goal.
Yeah. Do you want to get married?
I would like to. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And it's like, it's scary too, though. Because, I mean, what's your idea of marriage?
I'm very traditional, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is a lot of people are like, well, would you think he'd be okay with your content? One, personally, I don't think my content's like overboard. It's kind of funny. It's kind of stupid, you know? But
Yeah.
I do try to push like good, positive things from time to time, or things where just need education on. But it as like a content creator, I think that's where, in a sense, I don't want to say I give up on it, but I don't think it'll work out for me. Because when you find a man that wants all of that, will he necessarily be okay with that? Probably not, you know? But it's also what protects me. If
True.
I give up what's doing what needs to be done for me,
What got you to where you're
not
at?
leaving the house, right?
Yeah.
I'm still able to clean, cook, make sure the kids are okay while and making extra money on top of that. If I got rid of everything that I've grown over almost, 7 years,
Yeah.
where does that lie where I will always be okay if we don't work out? Because why do I gotta restart if it doesn't? And I know going forward with a mindset like that is bad, right? Don't go in.
What if it doesn't work?
Yeah, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
But it's reality. I have to be realistic.
Yeah.
Look at the amount of divorces every year. Look at people who don't work out. As much as I don't believe in divorce and I don't believe in giving up, it's reality. And you just got to be prepared.
Totally.
So, do I think I'll ever find my person? Probably not.
Don't say that.
It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And I think a lot of content creators have gotten to that point, you know?
That's a tough one because like you said, and that's very wise of you to know. I mean, because a lot of people are delusional about it. Like, I mean, he's going to have to accept me for who I am, you know? But
relationships are compromised though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They're compromised. I would 100%. I mean, I don't think I do anything necessarily bad to make a man feel like, even I have boundaries with my community, right? I feel like I'm very old school in a way where it's, if we're having dinner, no phones at the table.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
At a certain time, no phones. We handle what, if I had kids, homework time. If I have a husband, it's work time, clothes, whatever needs to be done. But we're away from socials it's me and you versus the world, right?
Yes.
The world will get my time when I'm on time hours.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's where we all lack, is some men, not all, would want me to give it up completely, but I feel like there's a high insecurity there. And I can't get into something with someone who's insecure.
This is an interesting one. Insecure. That word likes to get thrown, women like to throw that word around a lot nowadays.
Yes. And I don't say it in a general sense of just, trying to call men out or anything, because I absolutely understand it. As a content creator where I'm surrounded by nothing but other content creators, I am also a jelly bean. If I'm talking to a content creator, do I like that he's getting the attention he's getting? No, absolutely not. But like I said, there's boundaries. If we both know, okay, we're both getting attention, blah, 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 blah. But there's cutoff time. These people don't need all of us. We need all of us. They deserve a portion of us because they're our communities. We love and respect them.
Absolutely.
But we need to love and respect each other much more at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I've talked to men where they're like, oh, no, I couldn't be with you because you wouldn't want to get rid of it. I would 100% get rid of it. If you could say we're getting married, we're having a foundation, and we're doing a prenup that says you will pay me, for multiple years in order for me to get on my feet. If that does not work out, perfect. But I am not going to crash my entire life just because I think I met the love of my life.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned a prenup. I've never heard of it being used that way. And that's very interesting. And that would make much more sense to me versus the marriage whack 50%, boom. Think about it from a man's perspective. You build this business, you get married, and it doesn't work out. We're talking about risk mitigation here. 50% just whacked. I mean, that could bury you. That could bury you.
Yeah.
So I've always thought of a prenup like to protect yourself, but you could also make it where it protects both sides. And that's very interesting.
Oh, I deal with contracts a lot. So one thing I think people fail to realize is with contracts, they can be changed, right? They can be edited before anyone signs in any way, shape, or form. So usually people hear prenup and you keep yours, you keep yours. Cool. But you can add so many different terms into that. What the kids get, what you guys get, if things do or don't work out. I've always said this. When it comes down to insecurity, I don't know if I actually answered that. I kind of go on tangents. But I get men who are insecure because of attention I receive.
Yeah.
But like
sure.
I said earlier, the attention is just void to me at this point. You receive so much of it. It's just like another thing, right? It's just like, boom, I heard it, cool.
I think the fear, insecurity, whatever you want to call it, comes from the man knowing you're going to have hundreds of thousands of dudes in your DMs. What if there's one better than him? That's the insecurity, right?
But then why get with a content creator you see it's already happening with? You can't pursue someone you wouldn't be okay with.
Fair.
If you want that girl, you have to understand what comes with that girl. And I'm not saying every scenario, right? There's some bad things. Like there are some things that certain people do. But if you're pursuing that one, not lustfully, but like intentionally, you can't go in with the mindset that I'm trying to change her.
Yeah.
Because that's not truly who you want then.
True. Yeah. She's got to want it.
You guys have to want it together, and you shouldn't, no one should ever go in with the mindset of, I'm going to change this about her. I'm going to change that about them.
For sure.
Then you don't love them for the flaws. You don't love them for what they do. You don't actually love that person. You love the idea of them. Right? I've always said, people want me until they have me because then they don't know how to value me.
How so?
You get happy of the idea of someone. You get happy of the idea of that person, how it could work. People fall in love with potential. They don't fall in love with the person. Yeah. And then when potential goes away or things start taking a different course, they don't continue choosing you like they should.
Yeah.
I've always said love is an emotion, but marriage is a choice. You got to continue choosing your person. Because some days you won't love them, but you have to keep choosing them. So.
Powerful.
Yeah.
So in today's world, men have been pussified. And I do believe most men don't meet the standards of an ideal husband. What should those men focus on improving to become the man to attract their ideal woman?
Themselves, their mental health, where they stand emotionally and physically. I think we live in a world where people are unhappy with themselves, that they're always trying to find somebody to just cover that for the moment. I think if we were more healthy and realized to love ourselves and learn love being alone before we add someone into our space, I think relationships would be 1,000,000 times healthier.
1,000%.
But I think when it comes to not only men, but women too, people need to see where they lack. They need to sit back, look in the mirror and say, okay, what did I do wrong in this last relationship I was in? What can I do better? What do I not want to bring to my next person? But we don't do that.
Just
or at least
go,
not a
go, go, go,
majority.
go.
We're in a generation where people can be together for 2 weeks and bye, and then they're with someone else.
Yeah.
And I think it surprises me just for our ages. you know? To me, it surprises me because I'm always someone who's always said, okay, if we date, it's going to be towards marriage.
For sure. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, I think sometimes the point for most of these people is just the title, a goal, right? To say, oh, I was with that person.
Oh,
Or
yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah. Yeah.
and I think we're just in a world of people who don't want to look at themselves.
No, I love that you said that. Focus on yourself, heal where you need to heal, and build yourself up where you're lacking. Heal where you need to heal. How do you know?
You don't till you take a look at yourself.
How do you do that?
Look at, there was something I heard and it said, um, even when things don't seem like they were our fault, we still had a
Mm.
presence in it,
Yeah.
right? It was a choice that we made where we ended up in that spot. We did what we did, no matter what it was. Sometimes you are the victim, but could you have somehow changed it? Absolutely. We just have to take fault for the positions we put ourselves in, right?
Have some
So,
accountability.
yeah, exactly. I can't talk. Accountability, sorry. And I think that's where we lack. People don't want to know where they failed in relationships. Everyone just thinks, oh, it was the other person. I
Always.
think when I stopped caring what other people thought is when I started realizing where I was actually wrong. I started listening and I said, okay, I don't care about the negatives. But when people are non biased and will be real with me, I'm a very straight shooter. And the friends around me are very straight shooters. If I know I'm wrong, or if I don't think I'm wrong, and a friend of mine says, no, you're wrong because of this or that, I'm going to take a step back and say, okay, why? What did I do or what's going wrong? And then I'm going to acknowledge it. We have to acknowledge things as adults. And I think that's where we lack.
It's important to have people around you that can hold you accountable.
And that's where we pick and choose our circles.
Yes. And sometimes the people in your circle don't have your best interests at heart. When I first moved back from Dallas, I made a spreadsheet. It sounds crazy, but I put everyone's name that I was hanging out with, and I put a plus or a minus next to them. Are these people a positive influence for me or a negative influence? All the people with minuses, I was like, all right, I got to spend less time with them, and I need to spend more time with these people that are lifting me up and pushing me to be a better version of myself. The people that are going to hold me accountable and tell me when I'm slipping up. Because sometimes we get in our own world and we think we're right about everything. And
as it should be, it's called tough love.
yeah.
We don't get further in this world or better in this world if we don't have it. When you grow up with nothing, you're usually around the people that also have nothing.
Yeah.
And you have nothing but tough love, right? It's no one's going to sugarcoat things for you because life is not easy. It's not pretty. My friends are brutally honest with me sometimes, but I'm thankful, especially the world I'm in. Your head gets big sometimes. And when they tell you, you're like, okay, let me calm down. But I think more than anything, if anyone can work on anything, it's taking a break from people, stepping back, and just healing the parts of them that need healed, whether it's their physical, that's going to make them feel better, their mental, just little habits, right? We have bad habits. Learn to heal the habits before you're bringing someone in. And granted, I've heard, well, you could do that with partners. But people don't also realize the stress they're putting on partners when their days are bad or when something isn't going because they haven't healed that part of them.
Facts. Taking that accountability, going in, doing some internal work, and that's going to help you become more authentic because you know what you've been through, you know how you experience things, and you're more aware of your underlying psychology, what's making you feel these type of ways. And I think that is very important to learn about because often I say focus on your health first and then go get wealth and knowledge. But what about the internal work? That's more important than all of it, is going inside, and because your mind controls everything. Your thoughts lead to actions. Your actions lead to behaviors. Behaviors influence your lifestyle, and lifestyle determines your destiny. But it all starts in the mind. And if you got mental health issues, it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Starts with awareness, though. Do I have mental health issues? Maybe. Where? Why? And then dive in from there. And that's part of these trials and tribulations. We're talking about maybe you might need a therapist to help you work that out. Or maybe you can have your own self-awareness, do some studying, some research on where you're feeling bad. And now we have ChatGPT. You can have a whole conversation. ChatGPT could literally be your therapist. You
Yeah,
can,
at this point.
yeah. Like you could tell it what you're experiencing, how you're feeling, and the way you want to feel, and it can help you work through these situations. And that's very important. And I forget about that sometimes.
But never self-diagnose.
Yeah.
The worst thing in the book.
Self-diagnose your mental health.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never do that to your mental health.
Yeah. Good point. When did you start being more introspective?
I think genuinely when I became single. My last relationship was 8 years.
Mm.
And I want to say I fought for that as much as I could, until you realize, sometimes you just realize that that's just not your person. I think some people are for you for a certain time and to learn, grow. And when I became single, my promise was to myself that I wasn't going to get with anybody unless I was truly ready. I felt
Mm.
mentally good, physically, emotionally, all the above. And I think, I met people, I had talked to people, dated people throughout the 4 years I've been single, but every single one just had their own emotions at hand, their own issues at hand that you don't see till later, right? That you're talking to them and then you state it, and you're like, I'm learning about myself enough where I
Mm-hmm.
can start to see where people are also lacking.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's the issue. Sometimes you're doing too much work on yourself. You see it in others and you don't want to be the bad person and be like, well, this is wrong with you.
Well, we all
But
have some problems, right?
yeah, we all have problems. We all have flaws and that's absolutely okay. You got to love your people for who they are. But
But
there are
trying to
just
be
some.
better, trying to improve those. Is that what
Yeah,
really
and
matters?
yeah, absolutely. If you have someone who's like, no, I understand too, and I'm healing and I'm working on this and I'm doing these steps in order to become better, fantastic. But if you just have someone where they know there's something wrong with them or that they don't care, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
I'm good to go. But I think it took that long of a relationship and just the scenarios I was going through once I started dating again that I realized I need to love myself unconditionally like God loves me.
Mm.
And I cut everyone off.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like God loves me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I went through something similar too. I had a 3-year relationship. And then after that, I tried searching for love in the clubs, all that, whatever. The way dating is perceived. And it's like,
Yeah.
this is not what I'm looking for. And I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting the time that I could be focusing on improving myself to become the man that is going to attract the woman that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So that's, I was like, okay, no more clubbing. No more clubbing. No more the dating apps. It's just all garbage. I'm like, okay. Oh, some people have had success with the dating apps, so I'm like,
Yeah, I've had friends that got married, found their spouse, and
yeah,
they're so
same.
happy. Like, it worked for you. I'm very
Yeah.
happy for you. For some reason, it's just like booty call heaven over there for people. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm okay. Thank you.
yeah. That's all I've seen from there too. So it's like, uh, no thanks. But taking that time to focus on yourself, and like I said, I think health comes first. This is my personal opinion, because if you go get a whole bunch of money but you sacrifice your health, you're going to end up spending the money that you earned fixing your health. And at the end of the day, if you die young, what's the point of making the money? I mean, look, like Steve Jobs died in like his 50s.
It's
All,
just all where our mental lies, though, like what
mm,
we're actually desiring in life, right?
yep,
It should always be health. Health leads to everything.
everything.
And if we don't focus on that, like it's literally in the Bible to make sure we are okay. Eat healthy, stay fit. Not like you don't got to go overboard, but it's to keep yourself in shape. What he has given us, and it's
The temple,
so remind yourself what you're putting into it is what you're going to get.
for sure.
So,
And another part is our bodies are the vessel in which we experience the world. Like, if I'm in great shape versus terrible shape and I go snowboarding, I'm going to enjoy snowboarding a lot more if I'm in great shape and not getting tired, just able to do whatever I want, versus if I'm exhausted after the first run and my knees are aching. So sorry, that's
you're
just a.
also getting old, you know?
Well, I don't know. I think we can get old and be
Yeah,
very mobile and active,
I've seen 80-year-olds in my gym in Colorado just
bumping out pull-ups.
phenomenal. And I'm like, do it again. And they're
Yeah,
like, what? And I'm like, you just did like 10 reps. You know what I mean? That's
yeah,
insane.
yeah.
I'm like, how old are you? Oh, I'm 78. Like, I look at this kid and he's like 40 years younger than you and he can't do anything you're doing.
Yeah,
So, yeah, your body is your temple.
for sure. So, and that's just the physical portion. We're talking about the mental. I don't think people have an. I don't think people understand how much their body and their health affects their mental state. I'm talking depression, mental clarity, decision making, addiction. A lot of this comes from your health
Oh,
and
absolutely.
your gut health, which is constantly under attack from the same people we've been talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it.
Oh, I constantly promote that. That's why I recently had a hernia surgery like a month and a half ago. And I was in the gym like 6 days a week, right? And when I go live, my people are like, I'll go through my days some days, and I'm like, I'm just going psycho. I'm going insane. Like, I'm on bed rest. I can't do anything.
Don't have my therapy.
Yeah. And they're like, what do you need? I'm like, the gym. And
Yeah,
I don't think people really understand that you really do get your all there. I
yep.
could rage in my headphones like I'm just wanting to scream at somebody while I'm doing another rep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, like now I don't have to go and whoop anyone's ass. Like I feel great, like. And then I get on and I'm on with my day. And not only that, but keeping when your physical has that strength, that ability, that discipline, it makes you want to get everything done in your day. It's like crack,
You have more
but
energy.
healthy crack. It's like you go to the gym and you're just excited. I get home, I clean the whole house, I mow the lawn within like 30 minutes, I get everything done. And I'm like, wow, I have so much to do with my day.
Yeah,
It's such an amazing feeling to
totally,
just be physically and mentally healthy at the end
totally,
of every day.
totally. Yeah, you have more energy, more focus, more drive. Testosterone's increased. And they say exercising your demons.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
mean, sometimes you need some physical activity. I mean, our species has evolved doing physical things all the time, and now the sedentary lifestyle, we're sitting down way too much as we're sitting down. But
Yeah.
uh
But that's why I also listen to like Iron Maiden at the gym, got to exercise them demons out.
uh
So, I mean, it's the truth, but it's discipline at the end of every day.
discipline, so
I
important.
try to tell people that aren't in the gym or not eating healthy or not doing it for themselves that 16 days. Try it for 16 days. Get rid of that habit for 16 days.
Mm,
Because even though it's not like a fact, the 16 days, it is something that starts becoming habit because it's a little over 2 weeks.
yeah,
And once your mind is locked in, it is locked in.
yeah.
And so I try with my community, I tell them, like, just try, keep going, keep going. And I have people that are like, Rose, I haven't drank in 2 years, Rose, and it's a blessing to see good things happen. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, keep it up. I'm very proud of you. Now it's just a choice, just like with anything in life.
The intention.
It's free will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Intention is everything. And we're talking about the sheep, people being sheep. there's no intention behind it. You're just a drone being fed whatever, and
That's because they're scrolling all day. They're a vegetable. They're
exactly
not, it's not even to the point where it's like, okay, I'm going to take this video and do something with it.
right.
It's
Boom,
just
boom, boom.
this. It's
Dopamine,
literally
dopamine.
consistent. Yeah. Or like anger, right? It's just, I'm getting pissed
Oh
because
yeah.
it's all negative down my feed, or it's all the politics. Like, I had to literally take a break
Or
because
booty.
there was literally every rabbit hole you can think of, and my head was going insane. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I got to get off Instagram for a little bit. My entire algorithm, and we build our own algorithms, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Like everything you like, everything you watch all the way through,
Hmm.
everything you comment on, you will see more of, because that is the algorithm you're building. You
Absolutely.
want to change an algorithm? Change the what you like, change what you react to.
Absolutely. And like you said, you can intentionally curate your algorithm by swiping up or disliking the stuff that you don't want to see. And whenever you see the good content that you want to try seeing more of, like that, watch it, the full video. And within a day, your feed will
It
change.
changes completely. Like,
Yeah.
I was all about politics one day, about the whole little men in hats. And that's all it was. That's all it's been. And I had to take a break. So I started loving like all the love posts. And it was now nothing but relationships. And I'm like, it really does change.
Yeah.
Just based on your mindset. But I love it in a sense too, because I get trolls, right? I'll get men who are talking crap to me on my posts, and I'm like, they're like, why does this come across my feed? And I'm like, I wonder, do you know you build your own algorithms by chance? That means you were liking other girls' videos, and that's why I'm popping up. And especially like when they have wives. I love trolls on social media because I get to not only educate them and everyone else that are seeing their comments, because the trolls are going to be top comments all the time, but it's just putting education out into the world of what the internet actually is, and giving people, even though our comments are toxic, I'm actually teaching them a whole lot, and
Mm-hmm.
teaching those around them that are reading this, like, oh, that's a good thing to know.
Mm.
Actually, the 48 Laws of Power.
Mm-hmm.
I love that book because even though it is a big manipulation book, it taught me, right? You can't get far in life without an enemy.
Mm.
So if you have no enemies, create one.
Choose your enemies wisely.
Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, your enemies are going to boost you.
Yeah.
A friend, you never know if they're going to stab you in the back or not. But when it comes to social media algorithms, they're the best.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, and that's
They
how you
drive
grow.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Keep you going.
Yeah, I have my numbers because of them. So thank you.
Nice. Yeah. I think if you truly want to transform your life, it starts with intention and being intentional with every decision you make. Now, that might sound exhausting, and you can't change everything overnight, but just one habit at a time. Start making intentional choices, whether it's with what you're eating, your bedtime, going to the gym, working on your mindset, reading the Bible, whatever. But instead of just drifting and going through, that's what the enemy wants. He wants you to just absorb, and whatever happens, just go with it. Instead, live with intention and take control of your life.
Amen. I actually listened to a podcast where he said, you want to start changing your life, start simple. He said it starts at the beginning of your day. Be intentional with the time you wake up, stay off your phone, and automatically make your bed. And from there on, you don't want to get back into a nice, clean bed, right? And your habits begin.
How often do we wake up, grab the phone, start scrolling?
And not make our bed.
And then you're late, and then your whole day's behind from there, and it just snowballs in the wrong direction. But if you do it the other way, it snowballs in the opposite direction. When you wake up when you're supposed to, and you start with intentional choices, you're reading some scripture the first thing in your day, you prepare your meals for lunch, and all these little wins begin to compound. They stack on top of each other, and you're not improving linearly. You begin to improve exponentially. And all these little wins, they add up. So don't take them for granted. Each little win matters. And the more you can stack up, the sooner you're going to improve faster.
It's a beautiful thing.
Indeed.
To have free will.
Free will. Well, Rose, it was an honor to have you on. I got a few more closing questions, and we'll wrap this thing up.
Perfect.
If you could go back and give 18-year-old Rose some advice, what would you tell her?
Mm, I would have told 18-year-old Rose to, even though I don't regret my decisions in life because I am where I am today,
Absolutely.
but I would have told her to take that chance and choose the military over something that could have been left.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my mindset, I think just who I am would have really appreciated that. I really wanted to be in the Air Force, but I found love instead, or what I thought was love instead. And even though I am where I am today, I would never change it. I love where I am today, and I'm grateful to God for everything I've been through.
Absolutely.
But sometimes it makes you wonder how life could have actually turned out, you
Very
know?
true.
And yeah, I think I was just so scared still then that love was the easier route, right? Staying
Mm-hmm.
comfortable in what I knew, staying in the same state I knew, staying just in the know.
Mm-hmm.
It took me,
Instead of the fear of the unknown.
yeah, it took me almost, what am I, I'm 29 now, 28 years to put my foot out there and say, try it,
Mm.
leave, change everything you know.
Mm.
And I came to a new state by myself, and I would not change that for the world
Mm.
because there's just a new version of me that I won't hold back ever again.
Powerful.
Yeah.
I too moved away on my own out to Dallas for 3 years, and it was some of the most growth I had experienced in my entire life. What did moving away teach you?
It teaches you it it teaches you and like me as a person that you have way more power than you think you do.
Mm.
The only thing holding you back is yourself, and that's a true statement. I don't care what we do in life. We don't do it because we're afraid to do it. And the one thing we learn in the Bible, right? He says 365 times, do not be afraid. And I quoted that a million times as I drove down to New Mexico.
Mm.
But you live, you learn, and I'm so thankful to be where I am. And now I'm not scared to go to other states, travel. I traveled to Japan too recently. I was terrified to just cross the seas, you know? And now I'm doing it all. And life is, it's just so beautiful.
Mm.
You can look back and you can look at everything, and I just wish everyone could experience this.
Yeah. A paradigm shift from conquering one of your fears, and now you have a whole new perspective on life
Yeah.
and what's possible.
It's never
Anything.
ending. Yeah.
Anything. And you unlocked that for yourself by moving to a new city alone.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you read any books?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are your top 3 favorite books?
A Child Called It.
A Child Called It?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
Never heard of
good
that one.
one. It's about a boy. He had a really, really abusive mom, and I think he had eventually said it wasn't real, but A Child Called It is beautiful. It makes you be thankful for the family you do have, the
Mm.
situations you were born into. Because we all have our levels of bad, right? I don't like to ever compare my life to someone else's. My heart is my heart. Their heart is their heart.
For sure.
But that it gives you a perspective on to be thankful that you were in the situations you were brought up in. And then I have one called Neither Wolf Nor Dog.
Mm.
It's elder stories from a native,
Oh.
and it is beautiful. It is a white author that goes to meet this native man, but this native man has no social media. He
Mm.
lives on a res, so he's really far out.
Whoa.
And he gets he not only hears the stories from the elders, but he gets to live it. So
Mm.
he's able to tell these stories in a way he's seen them. He lived them. Not just because he heard them, but he was actually there. And it's beautiful.
Mm.
His name, the author is Kent Burn, and it is beautiful. He has a lot of beautiful books regarding the natives.
That sounds awesome. I'm definitely going to check that
You
one out.
have to. That one, honestly, it took me, I got it from a friend here. He lent it to me. And I don't know why. It was just, I never read it. And then I think 6 months into like living here, something hit me. And I just picked up the book and for like 6 hours, was just reading.
Wow.
And it made me closer to my roots in a sense where we're so focused on wanting more as
Mm-hmm.
human beings, right? The next new car, the next new this. we just want more.
Materialistic things.
Yeah. And it brings you back into your roots of just being thankful for what we have, what God given us, our food, the roofs over our heads, just minimal things. And there's a chapter called Drunk Jesus. And he brings up the topic from natives' beliefs to Christian beliefs, right? And a lot of the natives do not like Christians because with the whole, genocide thing, a lot of the Christians pushed their religion onto the natives.
For sure.
And they didn't like that, which is understandable. Or, my people. And in the chapter Drunk on Jesus, which is my absolute favorite, he speaks on how he said, it's sad because natives, we weren't taught that way. We had our own creator, even though it's the same creator, we seen it different. He said, you guys seen him as there's reason to do bad, right? You would use God as your excuse to treat others the way you treated them. You split yourselves up. You divided yourselves. He's like, our creator loves us as a whole. And he says things. There was one thing where he said, at one point, he said, okay, you guys came in and you took from us what we believed in, right? We were not allowed to talk about creator, our God. He said, even though it's the same thing, a higher spirit, you took that from us. He said, and then we started believing your way, right? We started believing in Jesus. And he said, you know what? If we're being honest, Jesus was no different than us. He said, Jesus came to you guys. He wanted love. He wanted to show you what was right. And what did you do? You killed him off. And he said, so no, he was not your guys's. He was ours. And that chapter just hits so hard because it's the truth, And that book is beautiful. If you want any way to see the outer life and how they live it and what they believe in, I definitely recommend that book.
I love it. I am very fascinated by the native culture and the way they lived and interacted with the world because, like you said, the way we live now is so materialistic. And back then, they had their teepees. I mean, not all teepees. Yeah. Sorry. Still do. You got your teepees, you got your tribe, you got your people, your family, and you're just out hunting, living life, building things, and living life.
But if you think about it, it's almost, I love my native people. I love who I come from, and I'm thankful for my ancestors. But when you're a person who travels to other countries, you also realize family is the main thing everywhere but America.
Wow. By design.
Exactly. We are lacking it so bad. So the First Nations, the native people, try so hard to bring that back, right? It's just, they're silenced. It's the truth.
Yeah.
So that book is amazing. Definitely check it out. And my third one, either the Laws of Human Nature or the 48 Laws of Power.
Never heard of the Laws of Human Nature.
What is the other one? The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I love that book.
I think I've heard of that one. Orange cover?
Yep.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay.
It genuinely puts in why you just gotta stop giving a shit. And
that is so important as a content creator.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
You cannot out-troll me at this point.
Yeah.
And that's probably where my masculinity comes in, right? Is you get, and I try to be nice in the way I say things, right? But when I have people that are constantly in my chats, like trying to talk shit or trying to demean me, I laugh. And I simply just say how sad it is. My response to them is, you failed at life when you're sitting in a chat trolling with a fake profile because your life sucks. I said, I'm living my life. My life's good. I'm in here positive, happy, jumping around with music. I have hundreds of people watching me because they love the vibe. And I get the one or two people that want to try to ruin that. I said, either the devil's trying to work through you and it's just not going to work, or you failed at your own life already and it's the worst it could ever be.
Yeah.
And they just stop. There's no pushback. There's no nothing. And I don't know. It's like fighting fire with fire, but my fire wins.
The hate never comes from above.
No.
Always below.
Yeah, and I tell my chat, I don't ever want to be the creator that seems mean, but I will stand up and I will say what I need to say because they don't just do it to me. They do it to multiple creators. And a
Yep.
lot of creators are innocent and sweet and they'll just ban them and they continue on. Sometimes these people need a
And it
reality
hurts
check.
some of them.
Yeah, and it hurts bad. I've seen bad situations. I have no problem giving people a reality check. None. Because I've always said, maybe I'm just God's warrior. Maybe I'm not supposed to do anything else in life, but be here to use my voice because I'm not afraid to.
And you just don't give a fuck.
No, and I don't give a fuck. And I'm so thankful I don't.
Yeah. No, that is something that I had to learn as well as a content creator, because you're putting yourself out there. Obviously, you're going to get the haters and whatnot, but it helps in so many other scenarios too. Like, just, I don't care what people think about me, because I know what I've been through and I know what I've done and I know what I'm worth, and I could give a shit what you think. You don't know what I've been through.
Oh,
You don't
absolutely
know.
not. That's why I love the trolls that comment on my posts, right? And I'll talk crap back and we go back and forth. And they're like, yeah, I know I got under your skin because you're still here. And I said, oh, babe, if that was only the case, I said, you're a pawn in my game. And this is fucking chess, baby. I said, you promote my stuff every time you comment.
True.
I'm under your skin because
Or engagement.
yeah, I'm like, I'm under your skin because you have to comment back.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you won until you got the last comment.
Yeah.
And I said, at the end of the day, you just boosted my video. I just got paid while you did it. Checkmate, bitch.
Boom.
And guess who blocks me? Ah. I was like, wait, where'd you go? But yeah, in this world, you cannot care. In order to grow, all attention is good attention.
Yeah.
Literally.
Absolutely.
I one time posted a selfie in the gym. And I'm not the creator that's going to have people, if I'm going to record in the gym, I'm going to blur out the background as much as I can. I don't want people to feel uncomfortable or ever see themselves where they're not happy,
Yeah.
And I had posted a selfie, but I had the captions in there because there was a Karen in there. She was like, you can't be taking pictures in here. And I said, well, I'm not taking one of you. Trust me, I don't want that. And she was like, you know what? And I said, what? And this girl, Latin culture, was next to me and she goes, she does this all the time. And she came so close to me, I could feel her on my hair. And she walks past me. And I said, I'd be very careful. I respect my elders, but there's limits.
Absolutely.
I will make sure you know who I am. And she was like, what are you saying? I said, keep your distance. I said, COVID already happened, baby. You should be 6 feet away. And she just kept, I'm going to tell them at the front desk. Lo and behold, those are my friends at the front desk. I said, yeah, go ahead. And so I put the whole scenario that happened in like the photo, right? Like she was not in the photo because I go, you could look. Oh, because I was taking a photo and she came closer to me. I said, do you want to be in it with me? I said, it's not going to be the one posted because you're not going to make me any money. And so I posted the scenario that happened. I had everyone tagging, what's his name? Joey?
I know.
Joey,
Yep.
or what's his name?
Joey. I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so the one that they
He
tagged,
reacts.
right? And they were tagging him like crazy. And I was like, I'm not the bad guy. Even in this photo, she's not in it. She just wanted to open her mouth because she was across the locker rooms and just needed to say something that day. So everyone's tagging him, I remember. And they're like, oh, he's going to expose your ass. You can go down my entire Instagram algorithm, Facebook, whatever content. You're not going to see me dissing anybody or being rude to anybody because like who has the time for that or like the mental capacity to sit there and just want to dog people. And guess who came and showed me love one day on all my posts? And I said, oh, thanks. I screenshotted it. And I posted it and I was like, those of y'all who tagged him, he came and showed love.
Nice.
But I'm not getting exposed. And even if I were to get exposed, and I think Joey's learned this because another content creator's done this, all attention is good attention.
Yep.
If you bring attention to me, I'm going to have growth, whether they hate me or love me, because people will still follow me, even if they hate me, to keep up on me. So no, all attention is great attention.
And it seems like to really grow, you got to kind of ruffle some feathers.
You have to. You just have to have a hard shell. You got to say things that people are afraid to say. You know, I'm a straight shooter. I don't sugarcoat anything anymore. I just don't care to. If I'm wrong, tell me and I'm going to look it up or, figure out why. I'm not going to speak on things I don't know anymore. I used to when I was younger. I used to just be one of those that was just so voiceful, right? Where I would see things and agree with them and be like, no, well, he did this. And then you do the research and you're wrong. Until I started realizing, God, I don't want to look stupid, you know? Now I do my research and I don't speak on anything I don't know.
Where can people find you?
Everywhere. They can find me Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube at The Rose.
Awesome. Rose, it was a pleasure to have you on. Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
I wish you nothing but the best on your journey.
Perfect. Thank you.